Hey guys, what's up? It's once again, it's MP4Podcast.com. Now I was over at Eurogamer, and they are reporting that the Max Payne 3 version for the PC will be completely maxed out for the highest end computer hardware that you can get your hands on. I'm talking about an Intel 6-core CPU or an AMD 8-core CPU. Now what's even more crazy about this is how powerful this game is going to be. They're recommending either an NVIDIA 2 gig video card or an AMD 3 gig video card. Now I can tell you that my laptop is running Windows 32-bit, which the main system memory is 3 gigs. So just the video card alone, which is 3 gigs, does seem to be a lot. So what does this mean? Well, I'll tell you what this means. This means that we're going to have a pretty good idea what next generation gaming is going to look like. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to see. Next generation console gaming. But it's only going to be on the PC. However, I do want to talk about next generation consoles. Now, there's a lot of people out there who are saying, do we really need next generation console? There's kind of a yes and a no to that answer. No, because, you know, the economy is a little crappy, and Microsoft and Sony really do not want to subsidize these systems right now. You know, the Xbox 360, I think it was like $600 or $650. You know, Microsoft took a loss on that, but they made it back on the software. And I think the PS3 was like $900 or something, right around there. And you know, they sold it for initially $600. I think they right around the springtime they dropped it down to like $100 or something, down to $500, and then they brought out the 80 gig model, and they finally got down to the slim. You know, but right now we're in a recession, and these companies do not want to subsidize next generation hardware. So they're probably, rumor is they're kind of looking at a kind of a half an upgrade a little bit, and not really a true generation gap. Now these companies are a little bit guilty for us being a little bit spoiled, because back in the day, you know, Nintendo and Sega, they didn't really take a loss on their hardware. If it cost them $200 to make something, that's what they sold it for. So they broke even, and then they made up their profit. So they weren't like trying to get their money back on the software. Now, this is where things get a little, I don't want to wait that long. Well, let me just say this. Max Payne 3, okay, the CPU on that is 6 or 8 cores. Intel, they're saying 6. AMD, they're saying 8. I don't know which chip's better. But I'm probably going to say the Intel one is. But the AMD does have 8 cores. But this does seem to probably be next generation hardware. Now, if we can hold off probably until maybe 2015 with the consoles we have now, we can probably have the hardware that, you know, in the highest end gaming rigs for the consoles that we need to really go next generation. And those consoles will no longer be subsidized probably. They can probably, you know, build those for like, you know, $300 probably. I mean, I don't really want to see $400, but yeah, $400, I guess I would buy one. So let me look at the specs right over here so I can make sure right here. They're recommending high recommending, then there's a highest, and you know, they're saying, you know, just for high they want a quad core. That's not even the highest, but I want to see the highest specs that are in Max Payne 3 in the next generation consoles. And I think if we hold off of that, we will have next generation. Now, this Max Payne 3 game is coming out next month. Of course, we already have it for the Xbox 360 and the PS4, but however, it's going to be pretty interesting when we see how good it looks on the PC. Now, the only game that looks truly next generation on the PC that I am aware of, remember what I'm saying, I am aware of, that's what I know. There may be other games that look better, I just don't know, is the custom version of Grand Theft Auto 4. That's right, GTA 4. A bunch of fans have remodded the entire game, so you can play it like just regular single player. But it is absolutely amazing. I will put a link in the description box to that video that I talked about, so you guys can just look at it. It is absolutely amazing. That does look next generation, and rumor is that the Wii U isn't going to be as weak as most people thought. It's probably not going to be truly next generation like Max Payne 3 is going to be, but the Wii U, from rumors are, it's not going to be as weak as most people thought. It's going to be another Xbox 720 or PS3. Rumor is it's running the Unreal Engine 4, so we're probably going to get an idea what next generation is off of that. Not truly, but remember one thing. When I first saw, Call of Duty 2 on the Xbox 360, it looked really good, and I had a lot of fun playing it at CompUSA. I did play the demo in the store and beat it. However, when you look at Call of Duty today, it looks a lot better than what Call of Duty 2 looked like. Call of Duty 2 still looks really good, especially that demo. It's probably one of the best demos I have ever played. But look at the consoles that we have out. I mean, the games that we have for the consoles right now, they are much better. So I would probably say wait 2 more years, whatever, 2015. Let's get that hardware, the highest end specs that's needed for Max Payne in the next generation consoles. But I do want to point out one other thing for all the PC guys. Anybody who's running this on the highest setting, it's probably going to run a little choppy because there will probably be no more resources to run fraps properly. Now there's a couple of ways that I've looked into recording PC game footage without taking a hit on your system. Now I really can't confirm that this is probably the best way to do it. Just some ideas that are running through my head. One is to have HDMI out. Amazon sells boxes that are HDMI out 2 component. You could run those into a HD-PVR, and also there's an AVerMedia gaming system. It's the one where you put an internal hard drive. But I was talking to somebody else on YouTube, and if you get the AVer gaming capture device, use the USB port. Don't use the internal hard drive, because if you use the internal hard drive, it only records in FAT32, but if you use the USB one, it will record in NTFS. That's the Microsoft file system. Maybe in case you're a Mac user, you're listening to this, to record at file systems that are higher than 4 gigs, because FAT32 only allows you to go up to 4 gigs, and I believe it's going to stop a file, stop recording, and then create another file. So anyway, guys, the other thing I do want to say, there's another YouTuber, I can't remember his name, he reviews retro PC or Amiga games. I'll try to leave a link to one of his videos. I think he did a video on a special capture card, so he doesn't have to use fraps. I'm not really quite sure, but I'll try to look into that, and I'll leave the links in the description box of this video. So once again, guys, this is mp4podcast.com signing out. You guys have a good one. Later, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, guys. Take care, everyone. Signing out.